As cloud engineers, we'll be dealing with big networks. We are going to learn Linux as an operating system. What is Linux? How do you install it and use it to manage multiple computers? What if I want to copy file from this server? At the level of Linux, we're not just saying computers, we're talking about servers. What if we want to connect remotely to a server and be able to configure that server from where we are sitting, and so on and so forth? So these are the things that you'll be learning under Linux. And once you learn all of this under Linux and you are now able to practice, you know them well enough to practice, you attain the IT position called SysOps. It becomes SysOps. Although the jobs are not common out there to say, I'm looking for SysOps. It's too small to actually give you a job, but it does exist. It's people whose primary responsibility is just to go into cloud and use Linux operating system to manage things around. The interest is not really in setting up systems like I explained earlier on, like the solutions architect will do. It's just going into servers and just, it's working now, it's working now. They know what command and how to play around to get what they want using just Linux operating system, the knowledge of Linux commands. They are called computer operators. They used to call them in those days, but the modern name now, as it relates to cloud, is system operations. So SysOp means system operation. So they are called system operators. All right, are you still getting me? Are you still understanding what we are discussing?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, time to test to see who is understanding.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Who is scared? Okay, let me teach you one or two things more, then we'll test. Then, by the time you know Linux, then you are now ready to start working with cloud, because this is the language that servers use, language in quote, that servers use to communicate with one another. So it's now time to be spinning up servers, not just servers as standalone. Anybody can do that. In 2 hours, you're already doing that. But to be able to build a robust system with the server. So that's why when we talk about cloud, we don't talk about server only. We talk about cloud and we talk about infrastructure. The server alongside all the other services working with the server to produce a highly secured, highly scalable, highly available system. All right. So the person who is now able to spin up servers and put all of these things around to come up with this kind of system is called what? Cloud solutions architect.
Solution architect.
Correct. Cloud architect. Thank you. Architect. And to do that, we need to go and teach you AWS. We take you into cloud and we teach you AWS in details. AWS is one of the three major, in fact, it's the biggest cloud service provider in the world. Amazon Web Services. All right. Outside this class, somebody will tell you, oh, you are already AWS solutions architect, you can do this, oh, you are great. Come, go and look for a job, you are good. But by the time you get to the market, the competition will be stiff and you are going to see that almost everybody knows AWS. So it's not likely you'll get a job. And even if you do get a job, it might not be a six-figure job. So you want to learn something on top of that to make you really, really competitive, right? And that next thing that you will learn here is one, infrastructure. The terms are just big, they are not so difficult to learn. Infrastructure as code. What does this do? So this eliminates the concept of going into cloud and using mouse to click like I'm clicking now. Do you see me clicking? I'm clicking here. No. If you have a contract to set up 70 servers for was for Microsoft, for example. All right. By the time you are done using your mouse to set up 70 servers, somebody else has provided the 70 servers and they have done the job they wanted to do with the 70 servers and they have collapsed the servers and they are done. And then at that time, you are just presenting your report. Oh, I am done creating. Because that person uses what they call infrastructure as code. So this simply means that you should be able to code using your understanding of Linux and some other tools, specifically Terraform. You should be able to code. Are you scared? It's not really coding, it's called scripting. It's not difficult to learn, I assure you. All right? You should be able to write a script that you will run from your computer. And this script will find its way into cloud and spin up all the things that you have commanded that it spins up. So that in 1 hour, something else that took somebody 3 weeks to accomplish, doing it manually, in 1 hour, this code will just spin up an easy tool, build a security gate around, spin up the router, take that application, and everything is just automated. This is what is called automation. What does it automate? Automate the provisioning of infrastructure in cloud. It is at this level now that you begin to talk of, yeah, I'm ready for job. I'm ready for 6-figure job. All right? And then you wouldn't quite be there yet. There's one more course. It's called CICD. And this is the real course that is called DevOps. And what does it mean? It means that in addition to being able to automate your infrastructure to be spinned up, now let's see who will get this question. I'll continue with this explanation after this question. What is the real reason for setting up your network? What's the real reason for going into cloud to build infrastructure? What do you want to do with it? Anybody?
Like you said, connecting several system devices together, like making a network of devices, basically.
Yeah, that's the question. So, what is the goal? Why are you doing all of that? Why are you connecting several systems, several services together to make a network out of it? Once the network is ready and it's good, what do you want to do with it?
So that information can travel between or among all of them. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And also to make communication seamless.
Yeah, what's the goal? Why do you want to make communication seamless? Why do you want to, when you are building your house and you are putting door there, window there, yeah, you are trying to make communication seamless. You should be able to move from kitchen to here, the water, But what's the goal? What's the whole goal of all of these preparations?
Security.
What do you want to achieve? You are setting up the network for something. What is it that you are setting it up for? You are
Cloud, right?
Yeah?
I said that's the cloud, like the cloud network? Or?
Yeah, you are setting up your network in cloud, but what for? You are setting it up. You are setting up your network to deploy your application.
Put the application on it. Yeah.
That's the reason. This is just the house, the the meaning of infrastructure. Even physical infrastructure, industrial infrastructure, IT infrastructure. So you are setting up that because you want to put something in it. You want it to run something. So you want to deploy an application on that infrastructure. Without infrastructure, are you going to deploy your application on the ground? So the real reason for every correct answer that you gave earlier on, all of that effort, all of that money, all of that technology, is just so that you have a good and stable infrastructure on ground on which you now run your